Once I overcame that fight, can't nothing stop me. I can't die. I'm immortal. Rejected, neglected, I feel disrespected. They told me go left, I didn't learn the right lessons. Been hard on my grizzle, my hustle got deadly. Y'all rap about shit I done murdered already. Ain't changing my image, focused on my vision. Hard-headed, don't listen, fake love, I ain't with it. This path I'm committed, slip up but ain't tripping. My mind always spinning, ain't talking about fidget. Just run me, my digits go broke, I ain't limping. It ain't come to me, so I had to go get it. I came from a city with niggas, it's vicious. The love be fictitious, see hate from a distance. It made me a fighter, got pushed to my limits. I took a few L's and then got so discouraged. With God as my witness, from whence I was forged. No golden gate bridge, but I came back a warrior. I came back immortal, invincible even. My faith is much higher than what you believe in. They wanted me gone on my soul, I ain't leaving. Spoke life into every verse you receiving. My music lives on when my bones turn to dust. There's power in words, so bitch you should hush. My mind overflowing in lyrical floods. Fuck building an art, you gon' need you a sub. I rose through the pavement, I stand on my morals. Been stabbed in the heart, now my scars are enormous. I took all your stones and created a fortress. Been fighting off demons that constantly torment my mind, and my thoughts are a little abnormal. Been crossing out squares that won't fit in my circle. Can't kill what I said, and this verse is eternal. With God on my side, I can't die, I'm immortal. Creation, destruction, the cosmos erupting. My mind kicked off track of the train I'm conducting. Came out of the dungeon, stepped into corruption. Don't know who to trust, how the fuck I'ma function. This deity trapped in this skin that I live in. They wanted a king since I fit the description. They tried to dethrone me, but I'm in position. I'll show you the wrath of a god from Olympus. You spoke on my name, bro, I thought we was different. Couldn't tie your own shoes, guess that's why you still tripping. That bitch wasn't loyal, guess karma's your mistress. It's hoes over bros, guess you made your decision. That rat in my family ain't talking about splinter. I hope that you feel every verse I deliver, cause hell done froze over, you think it was winter. If you thought for a second I wasn't gon' come get you, I think the Almighty made me in his image, dominion and power protecting my children. Call angels beside me, now I'm in command. Enlightenment all in the palm of my hand. This ain't what you pictured, I wasn't supposed to make it. I'm supposed to be 6 feet up under a pavement. They hate how you live, but show love when you die. Hope you feel the same way when I come back to life. I rose through the pavement, I stand on my morals. Been stabbed in the heart, now my scars are enormous. I took all your stones and created a fortress. Been fighting off demons that constantly torment my mind, and my thoughts are a little abnormal. Been crossing out squares that won't fit in my circle. Can't kill what I said, and this verse is eternal. With God on my side, I can't die, I'm immortal. I'm invincible, but I still fight doubt.
The officials are ready. The fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first and world championship titles in a record 8 different weight division, guarantees his place in the Hall of Fame. He's recognized and known the world over as the people's champion.
My name is D-Nice, D-Nice. My name is D-Nice, D-Nice. My name is D-Nice. Taking out your suckers head. Yeah, and you don't stop.
Yo, what's good? What's good, everybody? Today is September 3rd, 2023, man.
The official.
I don't know why I just decided to want to play again, but whatever. Day you never been in before, day you never been again. So, you're supposed to top off each day to your max and find out what you got going on within yourself for yourself. And today we got the husband corner. And, plenty of dudes. Oh yeah, bro, I'm here. I'm there for it. I'm ready to be about it. Some people even ask for this. Right? They're not here. That don't stop nothing. It just keeps proceeding like you understand exactly where you stand in this life. And small situations like this will definitely inform you about like where you really at. I swear to God, this guy on this damn train, the train is so far away from where we at, but it's so loud. And I really think this dude rolls by his ex-girlfriend's house and blow the shit out that horn. She don't want you, bro. Somebody else knocking them ankle loose. You had your moment. So all you can do is try to disturb what they got going on. let it be, let it go, bro. It's all good. It's all good. But you know, consistently going forward and being about the path of things and whatnot. Well, that's what we'll do. Here we are. So it's the husband corner, and my sister decided to step in and help out and fill in on situations and have questions and the whole nine. We're gonna have a discussion. You know, it's not gonna cover all the bases because I'm only one dude. But however, we're gonna have a real discussion any damn way. And so, with no further ado, Maria Gonzalez. Welcome.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Welcome.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. It'd be better when I get my whiskey in me. Right now, I got a cigar. I am smoking a plantation cigar.
What's a plantation cigar?
Well, it's on the plantation. It's rolled on the plantation.
Okay.
Why are you tipping back? Go ahead. You're not gonna hurt anything. So yeah, this this beauty right here. Remember I told you, price point on a cigar means absolutely nothing. This bad boy that you see, Republica de Honduras, $2.
I like those Java Mint that you told me to get.
Yeah, those are good
That was a
smoke.
great pick.
I mean, for beginner and somebody that likes coffee, you get to it opens you up to your ideal of pairing. You know what I mean? What's gonna go good with what? You know, and you start to really appreciate the patience that you put into and the calmness of the area and the people you're around. I gotta do it and this, that, and the third, you know. And you really get to enjoy this thing. They smell particularly great even if you don't smoke. They smell fantastic even if you don't smoke them. And so, you know, it also looks really good too. So I mean, as far as all the aesthetics that are out there, visual, mental, I mean, even for your spiritual aspect, there's a component of that too. So here we are, having a cigar. And like I say, price point means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I gotta go back and pick me up somewhere.
Yeah, you definitely should. You should definitely get a humidor as well.
I think I have one.
I think you just got a box, but I think you should get a humidor.
I have a box.
We're gonna get a humidor. We're gonna stop doing things the ratchet way.
I gotta wait till after I fully fund your whiskey account. That's when I can spend money elsewhere.
Anyway, so here we are in the husband corner. I sit here as one of many out in this world. But if there was anything that you can ask multiple men, and eventually they'll be able to respond via comment or whatnot, what would be a question you would want to ask that you believe you really want the intel to?
I never fully thought about it. Give me a moment while I ponder. What I think one good question is, what do they think make a good husband?
What do men think make a good husband?
Yeah, like, as a woman, I often hear what other women think makes a good husband.
Mm.
I never heard that what a man feels makes a good husband.
On a collective level, there's a forefront of responsibility, where you do put your family before you a great deal of the time. Um, there's a level of commitment that's definitely understood there. Um, then it also comes down to, variations of men. Some men, if they can financially cover a situation, then that will put them in a category of, well, that's all I'm here to do, you know. So, and that still falls under the responsibility barrier, right? But
Mm-hmm.
over an overall, I guess, a median that we could put out there that would be pleasing to most women's ears would be a leader, someone that's taking charge, hold the responsibility of finances, and able to do any and everything that they want to do, for the most part. But it varies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are so many different types of husbands out there.
Mm-hmm.
You have you have women who are, how can I put this? I guess they're bisexual. You got women that are dating men who go and date men, right? Marrying men. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They marry men who also like men, and so there's that, and it's like, okay, well, you got that crew, right? And then you got the swinger husband, right? You don't really understand that whole. You don't, I don't know. I mean, from the outside, I think I get the gist of it, but I still don't. I don't know, right?
I know. Okay, so I'm strictly talking about man woman monogamous relationship husband because I don't care about them other ones. Hello.
I don't know what in the world just happened, but it needs not to happen again. The characteristics do you look for identifying a woman that makes you a wife or candidate? Mm, it's a good question. Simplicity. Uh, has to be able to meet the road with simplicity. I don't know what happened,
The
but
internet.
okay. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you now.
Okay. I don't know what's going on all of a sudden. My wife and son come home. I think I'm about to send them back out the door. we wouldn't have these issues. But you got him. That's what a man got to do. You recognize certain things. You get your head up. No. Okay. So 3 characteristics. What do you look for or identify in a woman that makes her your wife candidate? For me, it was simplicity. Because one, simplicity was at the forefront of a lot of stuff. And one thing about simplicity that stood out for me was the fact that regardless of how complex a situation presents itself, and particularly when it's more so on a one-on-one discussion, if you're willing to meet me at a place where I'm kind of, frazzled or whatever the case may be, or vice versa, and I meet you at a place where you're frazzled, but I keep it simple, and you keep it simple, that allows us, either one of us, to come to a place like, okay, now we can work those things out. That was the first thing, simplicity. And simplicity has a big tie to care. You know what I mean? Because people who don't care always want to give you a complex route, story, and a whole bunch of other shit, right?
Mhm.
People who truly care already know life has all those things on top of it. So why make it more troublesome than it already is? Let's simplify some shit, eliminate other things, and start to have some clarity around here. Another thing for me was presentation. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you got to be extra beautiful and shit like that. No, none of that shit. When I'm not around, how are you carrying yourself? You know what I mean? How are you talking? How are you moving? How are you doing things? That's a big part. And 3, reading and patience. They kind of go together, because I need to be with a woman who reads and also has the patience as well. So those were my 3 that was there. It was simplicity, presentation, reading, and patience. That was the thing that ultimately my wife superseded. You know what I mean? And it was like, okay, one, it was all laid out for me when I met my wife initially. It was laid out. I didn't have to go through a bunch of unnecessary hoops and stuff like that. Sometimes people meet certain people and oh, Maria got this man. Let's see how he gonna be around here. It's like, so you got all that unnecessary fluff, and that stuff plays in too. But ultimately, it's all about how you respond to the individual that you are in touch with, that you're in tune with. And I tell women, the phrase is men are simple, and it's the truth, because simplicity shows a lot of the things that I spoke about and more. You know what I mean? If you ask men about simplicity, you will see them light up, because I go to work. I got to deal with all this extra stuff. I got to deal with whatever problems he or she may be having that they decided not to leave at home and brought in, whatever road rage that they decided not to leave on the roads and brought in. It's like, okay, you just keep adding more and more junk. And the simplest thing you could have done was let it go. You could have let it go. So that was a big thing for me. I knew that if I could get that simple response to a lot of stuff, and not to say that it means simple. When I say being simple, that doesn't mean be nonchalant or really just passive. When I say simple, I mean to find the least troublesome route to achieve the goal,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And particularly in a relationship, each day, the way I see it is that you have to rekindle that daily. You know what I mean? Because my yesterday love is cool. I mean, it's wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
but it's September the 3rd, 2023. I can't bank on the love that I gave her September the 3rd, 2022 or 21 or 2020. You know what I mean? Or in 2019. I've grown, she's grown. Changes has happened physically, emotionally, spiritually. So the simplest thing I can do is spend time and hear some of the evolutions that have taken place that I've noticed, which would be confirmation. And then the ones that I didn't get to see, which is information. And so that was a great question, Tony. I wish you had came up and said that. I really wish you had came up here and poured that. But yeah, that's a big thing for me. But I always encourage women to find an experienced individual. And when I say experience, I'm not talking sexual or nothing like that. But in some cases, they need to have some type of experience on that too. I'm talking experience as just in a human interaction enough to understand to a point when they don't understand, they can say, hey, I don't understand. You know what I mean? That shows that there's a lot of people skills there when they can clearly get to a point where they don't understand and understand enough to say, hey, I don't understand that. Help me out. So that's a big thing. Tanya says, address situation with understanding that we both have different views, and that's it. It's important to hear each other out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And those are simple things. You know what I mean? Those are extremely simple things when it comes down to it, because the fact is, I can yell, I can yell, I can yell, I can yell. She can yell, she can yell, she can yell, she can yell. At some point in time, your goddamn throat gonna say, you're gonna need some lubrication around this motherfucker. But the simplest thing to do is
actual communication. I believe that whenever with communications comes understanding, to where even if I don't agree with you, I understand where you're coming from. I believe understanding comes with a great deal of compassion. So, like, I may not know or agree with something, but I understand where you're coming from. So it's like when you take that approach, I find it hard to get angry with someone. I find it hard, to really just stay in like a hard place with them, and just easier to work it out when you can really put yourself in their shoes, whether you agree or not. Is power in understanding.
right. Or in keeping things simple. It truly is. When I say I look forward to disagreement with my wife, it's not because I want to have an argument. I want to be mad about. No, I look forward because that just shows me there's something that I can learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, one thing I truly learned was the fact that in the midst of our disagreements, I'm not saying things to hurt her, to diminish her character. I'm not going extra personal and none of that shit, right? The disagreements it's all even at whatever height they may be. They don't really get no real extreme height. But even at what would be like, I guess, the angriest, it's still like, I don't understand. And if you're not trying to make me understand or help me to understand this, well, then let's go ahead and reconvene this in a few minutes because it needs to be had.
Yeah.
You know, the whole agree to agree and agree to disagree, like there's levels on the agreeing to disagree with me, because we're going to disagree on this right now, but come back because this needs to be worked out and sought through because we're in this space together. And so even if I disagree with it, I still need to be agreeing upon to a point where I have to still stand with you within my trust and within my love for you.
Exactly. Because I don't believe in the agree to disagree. And so to me, I need to at least get an understanding of where you're coming from. So like I said, like even if I don't agree with you, at least I need to understand where you're coming from in order for me to be at peace with whatever decision my significant other makes that, caused the issue to begin with. And like one thing about it, I feel like a lot of times people don't fight fair. Like
Mhm.
similar to what you were saying, about the name calling and stuff like that. It's like in order to really resolve any real issue, you have to fight fair. We're only talking about what's at hand, not bringing up what happened last year, the couple
Right.
months ago. And I feel like doing that will take away a lot of unwanted issues.
Right. It takes away from the relatability in the relationship. So Tanya says once more something else. Great. Thank you, Tanya. I really do appreciate you. Really, really do appreciate you. I think that some of us forget that when we say I do, the first vowel, I do understand. I do want to listen. I do respect your opinion at the end. Still do. That, listen, that is a t-shirt. I ain't trying to tell you what to do or when to do it, but I'm just saying, trademark it right now. We got proof. We got video proof. So if anybody try to steal this is recorded. These are your words. So definitely got to put that out there. Those was that right. Straight up. Definitely was. But it's the mechanics of the inner workings of it is this. So here's a great path to understanding relationships. Get rid of that fuzzy wuzzy shit you got in your head. Throw it out. That ain't real. Can it happen? Sure. But you got to remember, your thoughts are just a thought until it's actually something worked toward, right? Like, whatever the case it is you want to be. This whole ideology of me being right here talking to you across the country and you being on the other side, this was a thought. But until the components and the work went in and the talling and the time it took for them to say, we finally got it. We can see each other. We can hear each other. That was work. That was time. That was effort. That was long nights, short mornings, all kinds of stuff. Coffee binges and whatever the case else may went on. People lost people around the way, but they still kept forward toward this just to make this possible. So in that same scenario, think about it in your relationship. It's going to take that type of ideology and work to push forward because there are other things that take place. I don't, in 2023, my thought process is I don't think that a man should have to leave his home to make money.
Mm-hmm.
I think it needs to be thoroughly understood in this day and age. And I don't know, a man don't want to work type stuff. Nothing like that. But it needs to be understood that to the kids, my daddy's at home. Get sideways if you want to. Please. When we get off this bus and I say, Daddy, Please get sideways. My daddy in the house. Please get sideways. I that's the my ideology, because I'm seeing the time spent away from those moments.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
send our kids off to school, and wives and husbands go to work, and everybody is ultimately doing 40 plus an hours away from each other. And to have the daunting task, well, you should know what I'm thinking. You should know what I'm saying. I really don't, because the fact is, truth of the matter is, you're a lovely stranger at this point.
Mm.
You are a lovely, beautiful stranger. And that's unfortunate in situations of relationships. But however, whatever path you have to go on, you do what you have to do, but always keep that part of your relationship relatable and keeping it simple. Be willing to teach and also be willing to learn.
Yeah.
Because I've seen too many times that I've dealt with family members, and there's been a point where I'm like, listen, I would clearly deny that I know something that I know. And I wasn't just to be mean or nothing, because it was a whole thing. It was like, if I know I show expression of joy or anything about this particular subject,
Mm-hmm.
these mofos won't let me sleep.
I do that too. I play dumb all the time.
So
Like I pass out when everybody else.
right. So in a relationship, I was one of the things like, hey, if I can't reach you, I can't teach you. And if I can't teach you, I can't learn from you. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a hey, what's your name? Got your ass up off that list.
That spot empty.
Hey, listen, next line is vacant. When I tell you them papers don't run out of lines, they don't. They don't. So that effort going toward it, it takes a lot of skill work on self.
Mm-hmm.
Visualize, how do I want to go, Lord? Where did she go? Be willing to learn something daily from each other. That's marital growth. Hey, facts. I don't know where Maria went, but however, the fact is, you definitely have to be willing to not only just learn, but also willing to teach something. That helps. That definitely helps. That you go and you see something out in the world and you run it by something that is close to your mate's interest. You know what I mean? If you know your lady is a person that likes to bake, hey, baby, I just want to see if you like this kind of baking deal or something, present it. Have that discussion, because she might have already reviewed that and tell you exactly why she does and why she doesn't like it. All the information just gonna hit you right there. All the information. It's just gonna load you up. And so that patience part, it'll slow you down. And at times, I know for a fact, as humans, we want to get from point A to point Z so much more faster than actually going through the natural process and progresses. But that's an unnecessary rush. It really is. It's a truly unnecessary rush. If you're going to become a husband or a wife or anything of that nature, well, have the discussion with yourself on what type of husband or wife you want to be, you desire to be, right? And then have a discussion on the type of husband or wife that you want to connect with you, which is also very valid. And particularly if you're single, have that discussion as much as you can with yourself and compare your notes to see if anything changed. Because the fact of the matter is there's going to be some changes. You will find yourself during times which things that you're closed off to, that's a deal breaker. Down the line, you may find yourself completely on the opposite side of that. You might be completely open to it because you start to understand the quality of people outweighs the quality of material things. That is a principle that I'm like, why don't people hang themselves up on quality person or persons more than they do quality material? See, in relationships, you're going to have to be a quality person dealing with a quality person, because you can't reason with the unreasonable and you can't advise the unadvisable. Now, you can make an attempt at either one of those things, but I can assure you, as long as you keep running on a treadmill, you'll never get to the other side of your town or street. You're going to be in that one spot, still turning. So have these true discussions with yourself and understand it is a driven process of really going and growing. And once you get to that point, you can look back and be like, dang, I've grown. I can appreciate the person I've become to be. I can appreciate the people who are in my circle, who are in my life, that understand that I appreciate them. So, although Maria decides she's going to stay in the comments, suck MC, appreciate you still. However, if there's a level of growth that takes place that allows you to get to the point where you become a person who is easy to reason with and connectable, and then it can easily get you to switch off to say, hey, I can do this with anybody. No. Just because you've grown to a certain height and certain extents, do not make the mistake that you've grown so much that you got enough growth for yourself and the next person. Nope. Don't work like that. So people really have to spend their time to take that course for themselves in their lives. And they'll be okay if they're not there yet. Eventually, if they keep working at it, they'll get there. But they can get there. And it's through the work of simplicity. Come back. But I say, outside of just being in the relationship to someone, that relationship itself will ultimately show you a lot of preparation of what you're willing to actually do at your point in your life. I had a good friend by the name Drinks. She made a lot of juices and she passed away 2 years ago. And Drinks said something one time, we were just politicking. And Drinks said, I'm going to be real with you. I had to ask myself a question of if I was willing and ready to date somebody like me. And I asked myself about me. And he said, I wouldn't date me. Boy, when I tell you, I laughed at that. I laughed because the thing was, I learned in that moment to have that same type of conversation with self. Would I date me? Would I marry me? And be honest to yourself. Don't hold back. You know, rather you think it's income or whatever the case may be. Be honest to yourself. Are you a good enough person? Absolutely. Could you say yes? Absolutely, you can. You could repeat the vows that is already written. You can write your own vows. You can absolutely do it. Now, here's the kicker. Ask yourself something you know about yourself that you are willing to do, and then ask yourself something you know you're not willing to do. Can you make that happen? Like, I knew I was willing to do this show regardless with these dudes flaking. Six dudes hit me up. Yet you saw me, Maria. Still keep going. Understand what you would be committed to. Understand what you wouldn't be committed to. And particularly with people in relationships, when you are in a relationship, you're relinquishing access to you. You know, my wife, and God rest this woman's soul, not my wife, but her coworker. I apologize for that mix-up. But her coworker, they had one last good exchange. My wife didn't work this particular weekend at the hospital. It was her weekend off. And apparently her coworker had to work. And, you know, there was a discussion that took place between the two of them about, you know, her past relationship. And she allowed this man from Chicago to have access to her once more. And it cost her life. And she fought long enough to live with a shot in the head and a shot in her chest. Long enough to live just to give them people his name. See, relationships can easily be very fickle when we don't take the time to think about the type of people that we really want to be around. Now, this woman was a very sweet woman, very kind woman, very loving woman. But she allowed somebody to have access who wasn't like that. And that's what relationships should do. And I always encourage people to have, you know, relationships that, even if it seems as if it's not working in a certain way of balance, man, go ahead and dip. You'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Because you was living before them and you're going to live after them. You'll be fine. And it gets to a point in my life where I become more and more honest with myself on a daily. Is there an absolute reason to harm somebody to a point? Absolutely there is. Yep. There's a place, point, and time for all of that. But also there's also times where there's people that don't deserve that don't need to be in that mix. And people tend to take that kind of route with people when they can't control you. And that's one thing. I never want to be in control of a person. And so I encourage people to find somebody that listen, some people like being controlled. And that's what works for them. That's what truly works for them. Some people don't. Welcome back.
Thank you. So what I miss?
Oh man, the cow jumped over the moon.
Did he get the silver spoon?
Nah, that motherfucker been working out. He took out running. I think he's part Jamaican.
West African.
Either way, he's a black man. No, but what else besides your question? What else would you ask?
I don't really know. Truthfully, I never put too much thought into it because I believe each person is different.
Right.
And so I find it, I don't fully believe in blanket statements and stuff like that. So I guess you could say it's some things that are generalized, but I think it all really kind of depends on the person, if that makes sense.
Makes all the sense. It makes all the sense. Okay. Have you taken the time to think about what type of wife you wanted to be?
I have.
Have you analyzed the things that you used to be closed off about, but you now may be on the fence or may be open to?
I've always been kind of open-minded, and so I never really been closed off. I kind of believe in almost willing to try anything at least once. If it makes sense, it makes sense. Now I'll give somebody a conversation and see if it makes sense. Sometimes that can get me in trouble.
Oh. Do tell.
It's too many stories.
Yeah. Might need to change that pattern, maybe.
Well, I don't know. I regret nothing.
Not about regretting, but if it's avoidable, avoid it.
I never made the same mistake twice.
Like, for example, you don't just go jump in the tub and it's filled with piranhas. Talk about I'm gonna have me a good scrub. No, it's not that. No, that's not what you're gonna do. They gonna have them a good gnaw. That's what's gonna happen.
It would, but it's not. I mean, the open mind, being open minded. I never really been one that's closed off. I've at least, even if I decided not to do something, when if the opportunity came about, I at least thought about it before I said, no, that's not a good idea. And sometimes, I may test the waters a little bit. Then, but without jumping fully in, be like, nah, it's about to be horrible. So it's, more so just towards being open minded is what I'm referring to. But I kind of find it gets me in a lot of trouble. Like, the one thing I've been told is because I am kind of open minded, even things that I personally wouldn't do, it tends to attract people that think certain things is okay with me. Like with me personally, just because I don't have a problem or talk junk about the people that do stuff. And so I never really thought about it at all until that was told to me. And as soon as it made a lot of sense. A lot of sense. And so the one thing that was told in that same conversation was who I really am at heart isn't necessarily the persona I put out. Because it's kind of, I'm laid back.
Mhm.
I'm really laid back, but then at the same time, like I'm bubbly and outgoing, and so it tends to attract people that think I like partying.
Mhm.
And I'm a homebody in real life,
So
but they ran it
how much
down.
how much time on a week would you say? How many hours out of a week would you say you spend to yourself?
To myself, like no kids around.
The hours that you spend pouring into yourself.
I would say about 4 hours a day. I get my time right before bed. That's like my me time. Sometimes, when I come in from, working or something,
Mhm.
I have a little bit of me time then, like, so my children know. I tell them like, I need my space or whatever. I call it my decompression time. And I'll come in
Mhm.
my room, close my door. And so they know whenever I close my door, it's like, y'all be quiet, y'all chill. And as soon as I open back up my door, that's when y'all can come in and tell me about your day or stuff like that. And so, but I don't count that, but it's normally right before bed, couple hours before bed. Well, before I go to sleep, rather. After the house is decent, the kids are quiet and put up. That's when I have my time. And I get about
Mhm.
a good 30 minutes to an hour in the morning before I wake them up for school, where, I just relax, have my coffee. To me,
So
it's important.
so roughly about 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
So that's about 35 hours a week. Over the course of a month, that's 140 hours. Okay, that's a good that's a good amount of time to have to pour into yourself, and then that way you can really have that. I think a lot of husbands want a woman that knows herself to a point
Hmm.
that where communicating is is effortless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a chore. It's
It's
not like
easy.
I'm right because you know exactly what to explain about you, and you get to a point where you out of this fictitious stage of oh you should know me. A
I'm
lot of
not the
people,
same person I was yesterday. Just because I wanted and liked something yesterday don't mean I want it and like it today. And
right?
so, yeah, like, I don't know. I want it to be easy. And like, I think I was talking to you before. And I told you, like, I don't want to try. It's like, because to me, I don't want to try. I want to be me. I want to do me.
Mhm.
And like, just chill where it's effortless, basically.
You should have a cigar.
I started to go to the cigar parlor
You
yesterday.
should have.
I was giving myself self-care from my accident. I've been sore.
That's right. You can't have a cigar
Why?
because you've been in an accident.
I know. Today I was feeling good. I went to holding the baby and my back is killing me again. He's only 2 months,
Picking
a
up
little
babies.
tiny baby, but he messed me up.
No more babies.
I know. I know. He started getting fussy, so I had to stand up with him and it tore me up. His parents went to the store and within 10 minutes, he tilt my back all the way back over.
Mm-mm-mm. You you spend a good amount of time with yourself, getting yourself together, healing. understanding, what is your what is an ideal? Not necessarily what you really want. What is an ideal of a mate that's going to be in that space to where you have gotten 5 hours a day to yourself? What is an ideal person to you come into that? How do they? What does that look like for you?
You mean my idea of an ideal mate for me personally?
Yeah, that comes into that space where you have gotten 5 hours of self time a day.
Honestly, I think somebody that takes care of himself and get his own time. When you pour into yourself, it to me, I think it adds like a deeper connection with yourself and a
Mm-hmm.
certain peace that you can't find anywhere else. When you have that inner peace that you can't find anywhere else, you can't help but be at peace with the world around you. Which in
Mm-hmm.
return, like the fact that we're both pouring into ourselves. And so it's like when we're around each other, it's like perfectly balanced. To
Right.
me, I think that's really important for someone that I would want. I think that's like the biggest thing. Like I'm pretty laid back, easy going, I think.
Right.
But really having like that time to itself and like just I don't know, it just makes it different, I think. To where, we could come together and just enjoy each other's time because, of the time that we spent by ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I'm definitely somebody laid back.
What's your ideal man in your space?
What?
What's your ideal man in your space?
What are you talking about? The ideal man in my space?
What is the ideal man in your space?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm married, so obviously I have the ideal man in my space.
Well, I don't
Don't hype
know.
his head up.
No, it's not to hype his head up, but if you're going to marry somebody, you want to make sure that they are the ideal person.
Yeah, I mean, not really.
I mean,
because when you say I don't know,
because I don't know what you're trying to search for, and I'm not
searching for anything.
I actually don't think about it, so I don't know.
Okay.
What's your ideal man in your space?
Ideal man in my space?
I mean, woman. Sorry, woman.
They tried it.
I'm sorry.
The fuck?
Listen, I was just repeating your question. Don't mind me.
Okay.
I'm sleep deprived right now.
We'll go to sleep.
No, I'm cooking dinner.
Don't turn the stoves off and go to sleep.
Are you still on your show?
Yeah.
Hey, babe.
Hi.
You guys are so adorable.
And I can't make you love me.
And I'll go in the house because that singing is not going to work.
Goodbye.
He's going to stare at you tonight.
No, he's not. He know better.
No. I'm going to read my book, do some homework, and go to sleep.
Exactly. Because everybody else is off but me tomorrow.
Sound like a personal problem.
What you flinching for? I'm just rubbing your shoulder.
I'm holding a cigar.
I know. Is it nice? Is it a nice cigar? Nice
Go ahead and get a seat, babe, and join us.
No, I'm cooking dinner. Don't want to burn the steak.
Okay.
Lucky. Oh, is it not showing up? Lucky.
Good evening.
All of them flaked. Every last one of them flaked out.
Damn, you're the only husband in the world?
Yep. The only one.
Damn. So what does that mean?
I'm a husband for tonight.
Huh?
You
I said I'm a husband
girl,
for tonight.
Hush. Hush.
In 2023, that's very possible.
No. Listen.
Not in real life. Not for me. No. I kid.
I'll let you get back to your show. Let me know when you're done.
Bye, babe.
Bye.
Could you pour me some Buffalo Trace, please?
You want some wine?
No,
I got some nice wine.
I don't want no wine.
It's called Steak and Biscuits.
I definitely don't want bacon this.
No, I didn't buy that one. I bought my regular one.
Where the boyfriends at? I don't know where them niggas at.
Who that? Asking for boyfriends.
Yeah,
Oh,
Daddy.
that's okay. She can ask.
the boyfriends out there doing what boyfriends do.
Find another girlfriends.
Be free.
Hmm.
That's what boyfriends stand for. People say
What is
BF. That's not BF. That nigga's being free.
That's what that means.
That's what it means. Boyfriend means be free.
What does husband mean?
Girlfriend means get free.
What does husband mean?
What does husband mean?
Oh Lord. Okay.
HB has been.
Huh?
He has been.
Has been what?
You ever heard Shaquille O'Neal talk about himself?
No.
He says, to my kids, I'm just regular old dad. To the women I was married with, I was just Shaquille. I get out in the world, I was Shaq. I was Superman. I was everything. Has been. That's what husband stands for. Asian has been. You mean nothing to nobody inside the realm. Not like
That's
that
not
anyway.
true.
Then what does wife mean?
What? Shit. Wives get both. Listen, there are women who are married to men and that people don't even know that they're married. It's still getting praised. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Can you tell me Amari Hard's wife?
No.
Omar Gooden wife?
Mm-mm.
Oh. We know Cuba Gooden was married at one time. We can't name her.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely. Yo, it was fine. No, boyfriend stands for be free. BF, be free. Girlfriend stands for get free. Because if she don't get free, she become a wife.
Okay.
And then when he becomes a husband, he becomes a has-been. He know what it was to have been free. He has been free before.
Honestly, with the right partner, I think you'll act. I don't know. It shouldn't. I don't feel like you should feel like you tied down when you're married.
No, it's not like you tied down. It's just that there's a level of height that you won't reach within your own walls.
Explain.
All right. Will Smith.
Something that you're doing.
Will Smith has been on blockbuster movie after blockbuster movie after blockbuster movie.
That don't count.
No, it counts. It all counts.
She publicly shamed him.
No, we're not even talking about that. We're talking about what he is in the house. All the other stuff, we're talking about just in the house. He's just dad. He's just Will. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when he goes outside, he's a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's a goddamn Academy Oscar holder. He's the man. You know what I'm saying? He's the man outside his house. But inside, it's just Will.
In a way, I know for me, I think I would like that, where I'm just normal me, where the people closest to me knows who I really am, not what I've done, not
I get that.
people perceive
What I'm saying
me
is,
to be.
what I'm saying is this: the dynamic of how you are seen outside the house versus to what you are, it's not a crushing, but it's a leveling. There's a leveling of, yeah, I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all.
But that's still a difference. Like those are things they done, things they accomplished. That's not who they are.
No, it's not who they are, but again, how they're perceived and welcomed outside of that. Oh, that's a lot.
Sorry, you want to put some back?
That's fine. That's fine.
I wasn't paying attention. When
Trying to make sure I go to sleep. This is a triple. Jesus Christ, y'all.
You barely sleep, so if that helps you sleep, you'll be good.
I sleep a lot.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Not at night.
I do sleep at night.
No. You be tossing and turning, jumping up, jumping down, going inside, outside.
There's a lot of
left, right.
There's a lot of activities going around here. Goddamn skunks is walking around here.
Because you almost got into a fight with a skunk.
Listen,
The conductor keep blowing the horn at his ex-wife.
Right. Yeah, something trying to mess up her situation. Like she getting her toes curled right now, buddy. Quit blowing that horn, okay? Because she's blowing somebody else's horn at this moment.
By the lot lizard.
Let it go. Let it go. Lot lizard got your girl.
You want me to put the trash in the trunk?
You just put it right here.
Them lot lizards taking everybody's person.
Hey, man, them lot lizards is busy. Close the door. Yeah, them lot lizards is busy out there, y'all. Hold your ground. Hold your ground. Don't become a victim to the lot lizard taking your spouse. With a smoker's voice. And varicose veins running throughout their body.
Oh shit, I want to so bad.
Good old whiskey. That I didn't ask for a triple. Look at that. See that? Your woman, was she trying to get some tonight? I'm on strike. You just gonna take it in front of my son?
Down them lot lizards.
Lot lizards, boy, they busy. And don't take them for lightly, because just because they appear some way, a lot of lizards got some money.
$40
They don't.
a pop, man.
Listen, they don't pay taxes. Listen, we're just here now at this moment.
We're talking about the lot lizards.
We're just here. We're just here. Stay with us and quit letting people call your phone trying to control you.
Oh God, it hurts.
Because we know people are not watching from laptops and tablets. They're watching from their phones. Okay. Don't let these people control you. No, a husband is an honored position, though. You know what I mean? It is in to certain regards. It helps when you do marry somebody that cares. You know what I mean? Even though my wife don't consider me to be the ideal man, heifer, but anyway, I know she cares because she went and poured me a drink anyway. She still ain't getting none. Care how big her booty is. Don't mean nothing to me. You just a wife. Now
I don't know. I think to me, to be married, I find it's like one of the biggest honors, and one that I personally don't take lightly, and don't think anybody else would.
Okay, let me ask you this. People over time change. Ideologies, religions, cognitive positions, beliefs change. You're in a marriage, nothing's gone wrong, right?
Mhm.
And nothing is going wrong. However, it's just the fact that your man comes to you one day and says, "Hey, I don't know freaky stuff or nothing like that. Well, what you think if we get an extra wife in here?"
That's not for me personally.
I get you. Because if my wife was like, "Hey, we gonna have us another wife," I'm like, "No, you got you a wife."
Yeah, like that will to me that will make me look at them differently.
And what made me look at it different is just the fact that I ain't dealing with two wives.
We're a headache.
I'm not two wives.
Oh,
Fun
us
weekend in
too.
a fun weekend in Cancun. All right, well, shit, sign me up. Come Sunday evening. Who are you? Who are you, ma'am? Where did we meet? I don't recall, but if you were there, I definitely. I don't recall you being there, but hey, nice to have met you. You take care now.
Well, that's not a wife, that's a fling. Either way, it's not for me personally.
Like I said,
Like,
it's windows is closed.
okay.
Like it's a heartache to deal with people as is if something goes wrong, right?
Mm,
God forbid a man or whoever is married to multiple people and all those people end up being, you know, vanquished in the same time frame, and
mm,
you're truly emotionally tied to all those people.
mm.
That's that's a spill. Like, I honestly believe that there's a possibility that realistically people could truly may really love maybe 10 people. I believe that. I believe that there's a strong possibility somebody can really, really, truly, genuinely be in love with that many people.
I
And
believe it. I just
however,
think it'll be
I,
different.
I ain't the one. I ain't the one. I don't care to love that many people.
Mhm.
I don't. Not like that. Do I love
Yeah.
to see them do well? Yeah, yeah, passing. Yeah. I don't. Nah. 10 wives, 5 wives, 2 wives? No, no.
I just think it's a difference, like in the type of love, and because even with like period, like you could love them differently, but I find it impossible to love that many people the same.
Oh, you're never gonna love it. You don't love your kids the same.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, you could love different things about 10 different people, but to fully love them the same, to fully wholeheartedly love them, I I think it's impossible.
Think we should do a 24-hour broadcast on here one day?
Sure. How about tomorrow?
What time you want to start?
I don't know. I gotta have plenty of coffee. But I don't have nothing to do tomorrow. I'm off.
You off?
Hmm.
We can start tonight, and we can
I
invite
already
people up.
Okay, but I already took my medicine. I'm about to zone out. That's why I got a little extra
That's
silly.
fine. You can be on camera, zoned out, drooling and shit.
Man, I was at work nodding off like this. I was in there talking, and then I was like,
Jesus Christ. See, when that kind of narcotics get involved, man, you can't be at work. It's crazy.
I know, but my instructor is cool as I don't know what. So I was good. And
It's $2.
I missed 2 days in a row and still came back and caught up and passed all of them except for two people. We're on the same level
Y'all
with what we
stupid.
need to do. I'm just dope like that. I'm saying, like,
Y'all
they're already,
stupid.
they're already talking about promoting me once I'm done with training.
Me as a manager. Yeah, y'all stupid. Yeah, they go to miss 48 hours. Y'all come in, y'all stupid.
I'm
Let me get
telling you.
y'all back here. Y'all stupid. I can't handle stupid employees. They're gonna make me look stupid. What is your debit packet? Cause you stupid.
Oh man. Okay. Oh.
Fun times. No man, marriage is cool. It's cool. You know, everybody who has the ups and downs, everything has the ups and downs. You ain't gotta explain that shit. I think
Yeah.
the I think the fantasy notion is that people just want things to go exactly their way and their way only, and not have to adhere to what the spouse has to say or contribute to
Mm.
it. That's unfair.
Yeah.
That is truly, truly, truly unfair. So
Because it should be
my
a partnership.
should be. It should be. So my wife is looking to have a cigar discussion, and then gave me all of this. So tonight's reading, I'm glad I read a good gist of it today. I kind of figured today was going to be a little bit crazy, but the book I read, I've grown kind of comfortable with reading books on my phone here lately.
Mm-hmm.
So, which you know, which helps because I never books on my phone, books on the tablet. I didn't care for it. But today's book is called "It Didn't Start with You: How Inherited Family Trauma Shapes You, We Are, and How to End the Cycle." So that was today's book. I've read over 60 some odd pages. I think it's about another 90 some odd to go.
Mm-hmm.
I can knock that out, first thing in the morning. But I got that under my belt, and what do I say? Just don't go jump in a tub full of piranhas.
No more piranhas.
She really trying to get some though, for real.
Who?
She ain't getting none.
You talking about, bae?
Put this thing in a glass.
You better go take care of that woman.
And she ain't but 5 feet.
She that short?
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm taller than somebody.
Still a little nigga.
Not the littlest, evidently.
Boy, niggas love. I'm not the smallest one.
I know somebody that's 4'11". I love it every time I see her. I'm like, I can look on the top of her head. I'm like, legally, she's supposed to be in a car seat in the state of North Carolina.
Eva, I think she was like 4th grade. We went to a shoe store,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel bad for the little woman. And Eva was like looking down on her, and she's like, "Oh, you got to be close to my age. How are you working here?" My wife's like, "Evangeline." She's like, "What did I say?" So she says, "Honey, that's a grown woman." What? Eva turns, "What? She's a grown woman." Now, this baby is just now, she's now 4'11" herself. And it's like, I hope she gets into the 5-foot club, because hell, that little thing is hell on wheels.
Man, my daughter's 12 and taller than me. Like last week, why did she give me 2 pairs of her shoes that she can't fit anymore? And I fit perfectly.
Look at you. That's called a ROI. You got a return on investment.
That was cute too. I got good taste when I picked them out, but
Hey,
I felt bad.
hey, never mind that. You got a return on that investment.
I'm like, but she's 12. Why are you giving your mother your hand-me-down shoe?
Hey man, what I tell you, find the goodness in it. That's an ROI, return
Man,
on investment.
they cute. I've been wearing them things to
You
work and
you know
everything.
you know how many parents haven't had the pleasure?
I don't know how I feel about it because she keep
My
rubbing it in
mother,
my face.
my mother got a closet full of Jordans, right?
Mhm.
Cause of why? My little sister.
Your little sister isn't 12.
No, but guess what?
What?
She can't put her feet back in them goddamn shoes she gave my mama.
She can't. Man, my daughter be looking down on me, talking about she pat me on my head one day, talking about there, midget.
Wow.
Like she makes a habit of standing beside me when I'm in the mirror on purpose to see, so I know she's taller than me. And she was like about 9 when she first asked me was I a midget, and she was so sincere when she asked me that. She was super super sincere. She asked
It's a
me was
legit
I a
question.
midget.
It's a
Huh?
legit question. At that age, it's a legit question.
Yeah, but I'm your mother.
Don't
I'm just
matter.
short.
Legit question. Because the first line of information is gonna be you. Most trusted line of information gonna be you. If you told your daughter the world is flat, she could be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna wait till I get to school because I'm gonna let this teacher have it." Hey, teacher, bitch, you been lying to me. Take that goddamn globe, take it outside, deflate it, bring it back in here, and put it back on that thing.
Yeah, but I'm not a midget. And then I had to correct her. I'm like, it's not a midget, it's a little person. I was
Dwarf,
so offended.
dwarf.
Shit.
You know the thing that gets me about that is like when dudes like, man, that little woman got ass on. I'm like, bro, what little person don't?
They
Like,
do. Is that like
I
part
mean,
of the
all they little muscles is always thick as shit. What you think?
okay? Because I've noticed that too. But honestly, I was starting to think there was a stink because I haven't seen none in real life since I was young.
I seen one, but about a few months back. It's been a while, so they're not just like happening as I don't know as much or whatever. But the thing about it is dwarfism. They call it a genetic disposition but my whole thing about it, you look into it, there was actually a village of people. They were all
The seven Smurfs. No,
yeah,
the
they were
little
just
dwarf. That's Snow
dwarfs.
White.
Yeah, they were all dwarfs. So at some point in time, somebody came through there and was like, oh yeah, that one right there, I like you.
Man, I hear the midget strippers get a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a rarity.
Someone told me they was gonna put me in a midget convention.
Could you imagine you going to the club and you hear dude, I don't know, you average height, move out the way. I like to eat a little bit, motherfucker.
Fun size.
Mm-hmm. Smells good. Good texture.
What kind of steak is it?
She still ain't getting none.
Why? She on punishment?
Come out here. No, she's trying to get me drunk. She's trying to take advantage of me.
I'm not trying to take advantage of you. Shut up.
I'm gonna put on my blue jeans tonight when I go to bed. Ain't gonna be sliding off nothing up in here. I ask for a little bit of whiskey and I come back with a goddamn quadruple shot.
I have so much to say.
Say it. Yeah, this is your space. Welcome to the husband corner where you get to free yourself. Free yourself. She chooses to hide off camera. Ain't that some shit? Oh man. Speaking of husband's corner, I got a wedding to go to next weekend. Matter of fact, in 6 days. Good brother of mine, Orel Brooks, him and his lady Sharice, they're getting married. I always knew he was gonna marry her. Mm-hmm. Like me and my boy Jeff. Oh man, he content. I said, no, I'm telling you, he gonna marry her. I told him he gonna marry her. No, man, that man Ace doing it. I said he gonna marry her.
How long they been together?
Oh, wow.
What do you think is too long, like long enough to date before you get married?
Man, it's not. There's no time frame. Mm-hmm. Right? Because although I'm married, I don't want people to get this misconception that there's this magic number.
You're not doing anything. Come on.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No. Hey, girl.
He don't want you.
That's your nice shiny coat. Go home. Go home. Good girl. No. I'm not going. Go home. Go.
Come on. Inside.
So, I don't want people to think that there's a magic number. Like there's just this round off number. Like, oh, that's it. Y'all been together for this long. Like, it's not how it works. It's case by case. It's timing, it's chemistry, it's all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? Your person could easily come across you and then never let you go on the spot. Mm-hmm. Or your person could come across you and really work through whatever nerve they have to work through to say, hey, you're the one for me. Right? Mm-hmm. Or I know a lot of women ain't gonna want to hear this, but it may be the cause for you to say something. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of women who have asked their men for their hands in marriage and actually still remain married to this day. Mm-hmm. I had to deal with that. I had to have a real life discussion because honestly, no bullshit. I've had 3 women ask me.
With rings and everything?
One had a ring.
How long were y'all together?
We really wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Like she got that work.
But you won't give your wife none tonight after she done got you drunk and fed your steak.
Nah, because the whole thing about she ain't feed me steak. She gave me a little piece. You know, I asked for a little. I said, "Hey, she know how I pour my whiskey. You know how I pour my whiskey."
Is she trying to get you right?
I don't need no help. I should have been an asshole and just drank all of it straight and then, all right, y'all, everybody, good night.
don't know. I got married after 6 months of knowing each other,
But I mean, if it
and it would have been
again,
2.
the time frame to me is not the issue. It's the proper vetting that is. You know what I mean? Is the right discussions being had, the right questions being asked, not only to the spouse but also to yourself. You know, there's a
Yeah.
lot of there's a lot of unveiling you have to do. Honestly, I mean, some people do it, some people don't, and either way, it works out how it work out, and then some don't.
Mhm.
Some people have given up their whole life, both sides have poured into each other and just like, you know what, this ain't it. And then decided that they was gonna be the best of friends or whatever.
Mhm.
And some people, bitch, I hate you, bitch, I hate you too. Like you just
I be wondering, like, how can you hate somebody you was once in love with?
easy,
How?
easy. Do you understand love and hate are high tier energies?
Yeah, so how do you go? That's like a dramatic difference. Even if you don't like them, how do you hate
No,
them?
no, 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 no. All right. So you ever heard somebody in competition praise their opponent?
Yes.
Rather it be defeat or they had triumphed over them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's that same caliber.
I, I get it, I guess. I don't know. I
It's the
think that
same
stuff
caliber.
normally comes from hurt of the breakup for whatever reason.
In some cases, it may be because again, when people don't have like real discussions and they come down to it, a lot of times people will go off their own recognizances on how they view shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Especially when there's kids involved. I I don't know.
Fuck them
I find it
kids.
childish. Huh?
Say fuck them kids. We ain't gonna say no names, but not too long ago, you witnessed a woman tell a dude basically that skip town.
Say that one more time.
You witnessed a woman tell a dude that and skip town.
Tell them what
Fuck some kids.
I did.
Yeah. You know, there's so many. There's multiple ways. There's a plethora of ways you can say it without having to say it.
Okay.
If you just up and leave
Mm-hmm.
everything, no. Oh, you said fucked everybody in there. Yeah, yeah, you said it. Now, your only case of your argument is the fact that you never verbalized it, what helps you down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I never talked bad about any of y'all. This is true. You never verbalized it. However,
Your actions did.
your actions said you ain't shit, bitch.
Yeah. Ditto. Ditto.
So I'm gonna get in here, smoke a cigar with my wife. I'm gonna read probably 30 more pages, and I'm gonna go to sleep.
Good night.
And then I'm gonna wake back up and play Call of Duty, and then I'm gonna code, and then I'm gonna go back to sleep.
You gotta finish Yahtzee.
Oh yeah, y'all don't want no smoke. Yeah, no, matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do now.
I beat the brakes off of everybody.
Hold on. Let me. We was playing this trivia game, and it was pretty cool. So I'm gonna call you here shortly. Take this trash out. All right, listen, wonderful people. Thank y'all for coming in here, hanging out. This is supposed to be just a free flowing thing amongst men, but they all backed out. Crawfish, cat daddy, whatever else you want to call it. Scary ass dudes, whatever. Just, don't be mad at them. But like, comment, subscribe, TMax_network. And if you got any ideas, want to be a content creator, new panel, sponsor the show, you email us at tmaxllc@gmail.com. That's tmaxllc@gmail.com. And man, when I tell you we are here, So come on over, check us out, and see what we got for you. Till next time, we out. This motherfucker.
The fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first world championship titles in a record 8 different weight division, guarantees his place in the Hall of Fame. He's recognized and known the world over as the people's champion.
My name is D-Nice. My name is D-Nice. My name is D-Nice. Taking out your suckers head. Yeah, and you don't stop.
And the only person that's gonna stop me is me. But once I overcame that fight, can't nothing stop me. I can't die. I'm immortal. Rejected, neglected, I feel disrespected. They told me go left, I didn't learn the right lessons. Been hard on my grizzle, my hustle got deadly. Y'all rap about shit I done murdered already. Ain't changing my image, focused on my vision. Hard-headed, don't listen, fake love, I ain't with it. This path I'm committed, slip up but ain't tripping. My mind always spinning, ain't talking about fidget. Just run me, my digits go broke, I ain't limping. It ain't come to me, so I had to go get it. I came from a city with niggas, it's vicious. The love be fictitious, see hate from a distance. It made me a fighter, got pushed to my limits. I took a few L's and then got so discouraged. With God as my witness, from whence I was forged. No Golden Gate Bridge, but I came back a warrior. I came back immortal, invincible even. My faith is much higher than what you believe in. They wanted me gone on my soul, I ain't leaving. Spoke life into every verse you receiving. My music lives on when my bones turn to dust. There's power in words, so bitch you should hush. My mind overflowing in lyrical floods. Fuck building an art, you gon' need you a sub. I rose through the pavement, I stand on my morals. Been stabbed in the heart, now my scars are enormous. I took all your stones and created a fortress. Been fighting off demons that constantly torment my mind, and my thoughts are a little abnormal. Been crossing out squares that won't fit in my circle. Can't kill what I said, and this verse is eternal. With God on my side, I can't die, I'm immortal. Creation, destruction, the cosmos erupting. My mind kicked off track of the train. I'm